The National Estuary Program, otherwise known as the NEP, has been protecting and restoring congressionally designated estuaries of national significance since it was created in 1987. Comprised of 28 entities across the entire coastline of the United States, NEP, as a public-private partnership that garners donations and volunteers, is able to turn every $1 of federal funding into $19 of research, restoration, environmental education to protect and improve coastal environments, communities, and economies. The NEP is science and consensus-based, non-regulatory, and citizen-supported. Since 2000, the NEP has protected and restored more than 2 million acres of vital coastal habitats.
We're here today at the Estuary Flats Marsh Restoration Project. Once that problem was identified, we began an effort with our partners to replace the culverts that were under FM 136 and enlarge them to improve this water exchange. So in 2019, we set out and replaced the 30-inch pipe culverts, which dated back to 1945, and replaced them with 6-foot by 3-foot box culverts. With this improvement in water quality, we hope to rejuvenate the marsh in Estuary Flats and help improve the habitat for the variety of organisms that rely on this area for survival.
So my goal with the project is to kind of figure out ideal areas of where we could plant eelgrass, because you don't want to put all this time and effort and money into an area that is not an ideal place for seagrass. Every 2 weeks I went out and took water quality metrics, so I would go out and I would take chlorophyll measurements, total suspended solids, colored dissolved organic matter. I would take temperature, dissolved oxygen.
The Seagrass Bio-Optical Model can guide decision-making in preservation and restoration projects, creating a healthier Peconic estuary for tomorrow and generations to come.
We'll remove this fish ladder, reconnect Gibbons Creek at grade to the floodplain, which we talked about, and replace this tiny little connection point with 4 large breaches. Here's an example of what the largest of those 4 breaches will look like. The result of all this will be unobstructed access to the entire 960 acres of floodplain and all the way up into the 8 square mile Gibbons Creek watershed.
We are out here on the lower Caloosahatchee River, and we are going to look at a site that was planted by the National Estuary Program and the Caloosahatchee Waterkeepers as a citizen seagrass project. And we're going to look underwater at the grass.
We've had some major accomplishments along the way. Habitat protection, restoration. We own thousands of acres out in the Nueces River Delta where we've been able to manage the freshwater inflows, really restore hundreds or thousands of acres of fish and wildlife habitat.
Our estuaries and coastal communities are still under a lot of different threats, including sea level rise and water pollution. But thanks to funding we receive from Congress through the US EPA, as well as from community members and donors, we are able to continue to address these threats through a cooperative federalism approach that works together with state and local governments, as well as public stakeholders in the community. Please help us protect and restore these important water bodies. Clean water equals healthy estuaries, which is essential for coastal tourism and vibrant communities.